Hi, Virgo. I'm wondering if you guys feel like you've been like pulled through a knothole and you're just feel like your head is going to explode. Um, Welcome to Aries season. Welcome to the beginning of the zodiac year. Welcome to spring if you are in the Western Hemisphere. Mercury retrograde was not fun. And I told you guys it wasn't going to be fun. I told you March was going to be kind of a bitch until we got to the end. Things were going to lighten up a lot towards the last tail of March. Thank goodness. The good news is that I'm doing this on March 25th. Mercury goes direct in a couple of days. We do have a shadow period still with Mercury retrograde, so still watch your P's and Q's for just a couple weeks. The bad news is Mercury is still going to be in Pisces until April 17th. But we also have Venus in Pisces. Venus is moving into Pisces this week. It's going to do a really, really fast trip through Pisces. It will be in Aries by April 20th. So all of the things that were really, really confusing that you were trying to communicate about, having a really hard time, it's still Mercury retrograde. So if I like jumble up my words or kind of stutter a little bit, that's probably why. But the things that were really confusing and you couldn't really figure out during March, especially when it comes to relationships. Why am I talking about all of this stuff going on in Pisces? You're like, what the hell, right? Pisces is just opposite of us, especially if you're a Virgo rising. It is your seventh house. The seventh house is all about relationships, romantic, friendships, close compadres, all of that jazz in business, right? We do have Jupiter going in retrograde in April as well. So, and that's happening in Sagittarius. So, and that'll be like that for 4 months. We're coming up into a time of really big retrograde season that's happening. We'll talk more about that in May. When Pluto and Saturn go retrograde at the very last degrees or the very last tail end of April, like the last couple of days of April, is when that happens. But so that's more of a May talk that we will chat about. However, all of this stuff, the confusing things that happened during Pisces season or in March, the things that you couldn't really figure out, especially when it came to relationships, all of that is going to kind of clear up a little bit. Yes, there's a stellium in Pisces, which is your relationship sector. This should actually be a lot lighter than it was. If you're still feeling this heaviness when it comes to your relationships, it's because of those things that you really had to feel through during that retrograde season. I told you, things aren't going to be logical. You're going to have to like do your feeling through everything and not be super logical about it. Things will start to clear up. Make sure that you aren't allowing it to be an illusion. Like, make sure you're allowing yourself to see things clearly. So we have the air sign showing up, King of Swords. If this person is kind of turned cold to you, it doesn't have to be an air sign. It could be somebody that has a lot of air in their chart, or it could be somebody who was just like you. They kind of became cold to you. Yeah, this is like that really distant Five of Cups. I think the things that were not coming to the surface in March are starting to come to the surface in April. And I feel like this is somebody from the past. I don't feel like this is somebody that is present now. I feel like this is a person that you're still kind of mourning the relationship of. And I want you to take this opportunity to do it because you have a fresh new start here. And I feel like this fresh new start has been coming for quite some time, but you really need to allow it to come to fruition. Instead of like sitting in the past and thinking about all the things that you've lost, I want you to push that all to the side. And I want you to allow yourself to step into a brand new existence, because April is going to be really big for celebrations. April's going to be really big for victories that you've like, things are just going to start happening in your life. And you're like, man, I've been waiting for this for a really long time, because everything's going to be direct again. If you're, yeah, like the abundance is huge. So we have the 6 of Wands, which is the victory card. And we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is being abundant all on your own. Like, you don't even have to try that hard, Virgo. This is Venus in Virgo. This represents Venus in Virgo, which I have my Venus in Virgo. So I know what it feels like to grow my own abundance all on my own. Like, not even needing to, like, the challenge we all face, right, is how to love ourselves without needing to have that outside love or needing to feel like we have to take care of other people, and just taking care of ourselves. You've already been through the battle, so I don't want you to keep beating yourself up over and over, right? See, I don't want you to keep beating yourself up over and over and over again. I want you to allow this victory to take place. I want you to allow yourself to recognize where you've come into balance in your life, where this this progression, this really big moment, opportunity, like you're existing in a whole new world now. You know, 9 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. You don't have to feel like you're lacking anymore. And why don't you have to feel like you're lacking anymore? Because you found the secret. What's the secret? Loving yourself. One of the things that I teach in my alignment sessions, the coaching, the one-on-one coaching sessions that I do, is where are we allowing ourselves to be small? Because to be in alignment with yourself, you acknowledge, you accept, you take accountability, and you're culpable for your actions and where you are placed in your life in this moment. It has absolutely nothing to do with the future manifestations that you want to bring in. Because if you're not aligned in the moment, how are you going to be aligned in the future? Right? And that's very much what Virgos have been learning for the last couple of years. And I feel like you finally see it. Took a while. It was a battle. Wasn't fun. Made you feel like you were really, really, really a piece of crap. Maybe somebody, maybe this air sign is really what made you feel like you were a piece of crap, or you weren't good enough, or something to that effect. You're recognizing that that was a catalyst into your own victory. You rose above. You brought your own accountability, your own abundance, all by yourself. And now you can leave behind this feeling of not being good enough, this lack mentality that you've been trying to fight off for so long. And it's not that anybody else is making you feel really good about yourself. It's that you're making you feel good about yourself. I actually want to say welcome to adulthood, which is funny because the Virgos are always the adult in everything. But I think that we've been having to pretend to be the adult in a lot of ways, and not really like being able to live the emotional maturity of an adult, right? Because when you're an adult and you really, really accept where you are and where your lot is in life, that's the beauty of pushing forward. That's the beauty of no longer accepting crumbs. You got to let go of the past, Virgo. If you're trying to hold on to somebody or something so tightly that their energy cannot grow on their own, your energy won't grow either. The only way you're going to be able to grow and prosper and succeed is if you let go of old toxic energies. Now, if this is a person that is in your present and they've turned cold and you're trying to hold on to them as hard as you possibly can, I got to tell you, now is not the time to do that. You have to release it to the universe and focus on yourself. You have to allow this person to grow and allow yourself to grow separately. That doesn't mean that there's a breakup. That doesn't mean that you're not talking to somebody. Like if this person is in your present and they're like an everyday presence for you, you can still disconnect and focus on yourself. Right now, you're holding on so tightly to this energy and to this person. You're holding so tightly there that every single thing that happens that doesn't go your way when it comes to this person, you are disappointed in. There's a regret. There's a pain and a heartache and a disappointment there. It's time for self-love. And we've talked about this before, where the only way, Ace of Cups on the Five of Cups, the only way you're going to be able to push forward into manifesting a future that you want for yourself is if you love yourself and you get out of this woe is me bullshit that you've been carrying around for so long. You know what's really funny is this, I don't know if it's because it's not April yet, but this reading is not resonating with me at all, which is so interesting because I try not to project my energy into Virgo readings. So I kind of feel like I'm not even in the atmosphere or the reality or of anything of, you know, what's happening here. It could very well be that it's just that it hasn't happened yet, and I'll have to like rewatch my own video back in like again in April. But it's just, I just had to point that out because there's so many things that I feel like Virgos have learned. I feel like and the reason why I don't feel like I'm resonating with this now is because I feel like I've already learned it. Coming into April, I want you to see the benefits that the universe is, I want you to see all these opportunities the universe is trying to give to you, because I feel like it's going to bring a lot of prosperity to you. But if you have your head down and you're mourning the past still with your head down, you're not going to see what's coming towards you. And that could be an amazing relationship, right? If you're still mourning what you haven't accomplished or what you haven't done. So we have the Lovers and the Ace of Wands. Which is pretty amazing. Like there is a connection there for you. And if this connection is currently happening right now, there are just some things that you really need to learn about yourself in order to align into this connection. This could also be you coming into alignment with yourself. This could also be a Gemini energy that you're still holding on to. Let's see what the Six of Wands is. Yeah. So you could be traveling. I feel like there's communication. You could be traveling, but I feel like you might even, whatever victory this is, it's all yours. And there's a lot of there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk around how well you're doing. There's a lot of talk about you're really in the spotlight right now, Virgo, and I want you to kind of take advantage of that. I want you to allow this existence to happen because you haven't felt exalted. You haven't felt good. You haven't felt like you can like walk down the street with your head held high in a very long time. And now you're able to do that. And either there's an earth sign that's helping you through this, or that's like bringing you to your victory, or this is just you doing it for yourself. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of communication. Things are going to be really in motion right now. I think a lot of it has to do around a very strong connection that you have when it comes to relationships. Remember, Mercury and Venus are going to be in your 7th house of relationships for about 3 weeks, and like direct in your house of relationships. The way that this really happens and this communication happens and all this forward movement and things start moving in your direction is because you came to a place of self-awareness, right? Now you could be traveling. That Eight of Wands could be you traveling. But with the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Page of Wands there, on the victory card, you know, the patience that you've had to succeed is very, very clear. And I really like that you're owning it. I really like that you're owning it. The patience, the endurance, like you've had this endurance even in the worst times. Don't get, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Don't get, make sure you're staying humble. I don't want you to get into a space where it's like, haha, I got here, right? Like, don't get haughty about it. Don't start feeling really, really good and then shove it in other people's faces. Like, don't, and I know that most of you aren't going to do that, but there are some Virgos out there that are known to be that way when they're starting to feel really, really good about things in their life. I'm not picking on you guys by any means. That's just kind of a downfall sometimes of a Virgo personality, is once you start feeling really, I don't even think some people realize they're doing it. Like, I've done it before and then I had to stop myself and I was like, oh my gosh, that was kind of crappy. Like, I'm not trying to rub that in your face, you know, like, I'm really not. Let's see what this Nine of Wands and Five of Pentacles is, and then we'll look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, you could have an air sign still around you. Yeah, there's still an air sign and a fire sign that may be making you feel kind of small. I think you're moving away from this. So we have the Knight of Wands, or Knight of Swords here on the Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. And I almost feel like no matter how hard you try with this air sign, they just keep on, like, you really just have to remove this person from your energy. If you're not able to remove this person from your energy, rise above it. I feel like no matter how hard you try, you're never going to be able to satisfy this person, like, ever. Like, this person's just never going to be satisfied no matter what you do. I do feel like there is a tendency for people to try and make you feel small. I feel like they can't even touch you. I feel like if you just continue to be who you are, you're moving away from all of these tower situations, right? People are going to try, when somebody's doing really well and they're exalted and things are going in their favor, there are people that will try and get in your space and, yes, really, really hurt you. There will be people trying to do this, and I feel like you're trying to remove yourself or move yourself away from this. With the Chariot, yeah, I feel like the more you move away from this energy and you get really honest with yourself, because with the Three of Swords and the Tower coming out together, somebody's really, really, really trying to shove you off your pedestal. I feel like this is happening more towards the end of April as Mercury and Venus move out of Pisces and heads towards Aries. It's almost like somebody's trying to take the wind out of your sails, if you will, right? You're just going along, doing your thing, doing what you feel like you're supposed to be doing. Feels like there's an air sign and a fire sign that just want to try and keep you small. They want to try and keep you where you are right now. And the more you move away from this, the more you're going to succeed. The more you have healthy boundaries. So we have the Chariot and the King of Pentacles. The more you keep your healthy boundaries up and you're honest with yourself, you get the 10 of Pentacles. So 7 of Wands, Page of Swords, and 10 of Pentacles. And you also get love from either another fire sign or from a fire sign, and you can start something brand new. And you can move yourself away from the disaster of it with the world. It feels very much like people are starting to see that Virgo is moving up in the world, or they're not taking shit anymore like they used to. There are endings, and there's a lot of endings and a lot of beginnings that are happening in April. It's really in like how you allow yourself to it's how you are allowing yourself to let the endings happen. If these endings that have to happen, it's not going to be the easiest process, but I honestly feel like you've already been through the roughest part of, like, it's almost like you might be you're already moving away from this. Like before it even happens, you're moving away from it. It's like you can already sense that it's coming and you're ready to kind of take the brunt of it before there's, I don't feel like it's total destruction. I just feel like it's a little bit painful. And maybe for some of you, it's total destruction. Maybe for some of you, you have to recognize where you were failing and where you need to kind of pick yourself up and allow yourself to move on and move forward. In the end, healthy boundaries and being honest with yourself and being very, very aware of where you are in this moment, that's going to bring you everything that you've wanted. And you can manifest things very easily right now. I know I've said that for a couple of months, but if you don't believe me, try and start manifesting things into your life. You have to, when you start manifesting things in your life, the universe may begin to remove people, places, and things out of your life. So be prepared for that. And know that it's not happening to beat you up or bring you down or hurt you in any way, shape, or that could be what this is. Like there may be some painful endings that need to happen because you've manifested some really amazing new beginnings. But I mean, ultimately you're coming to the end, you're coming to the end of a cycle and you're starting something brand new in April. And I really love that because it's time. Like, I mean, we've been holding ourselves back for way too long. And it's really, really time for you to start some new things and do some new things, even if it's at the detriment of having to lose some stuff out of your life. That's just, it's the cycle. It's the cycle that we have to go through. It's like spring cleaning, right? You need to remove old items in order to make room for new. Let it happen. I think you'll feel much better if you let it happen. So this month is all about receiving the gift, being exalted in your own personal power, and allowing that. I mean, these cards right here are beautiful. Allowing all of the things to say, to come in and be like, Virgo, you've done so well. You've done so well. Let it happen. Okay? Alrighty. I have a merchandise shop. That's the first link in the description box below. You can get t-shirts, you can get coffee mugs, you can get hoodies. We're also going to be doing hats, and we will also be doing tank tops for the summer. If you want a personal reading with me, if you want to check out the self-empowerment course where you can learn how to manifest your desires, that's all on my website, fearlessintuition.net, or you can get a personal coaching session with me to come into alignment with yourself or learn how to come into alignment, see what's blocking you from coming into alignment with yourself. When we're in alignment, we can manifest anything. Believe me, it's happened to me. I've learned the secret. Being in alignment doesn't mean that you're happy every day. Or that bad things don't happen in your life. It means that you are self-aware, you take accountability for your actions, and you allow and accept and acknowledge the 3 A's, right? Allow, accept, and acknowledge where you are in your life now, because then you can align to something much beautiful in the future, much more beautiful in the future. And you can also get my readings on my website too, fearlessintuition.net. I love you, Virgos, so, so much. Have a wonderful April. I will see you for the soulmate readings. Bye.